sat on the roof. You said you'd try to explain. You told me all your secrets. Then you said it would rain. And now I'm standing there without a clue. 'Cause I thought I knew every single part of you.
Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me on today's video. I'm back out in the North Yorkshire moors tonight doing a wild camp, and what perfect weather we've got for today. We've really landed it lucky. It's a little bit windy, as you can probably hear, but other than that it's 15 degrees. It's a lot warmer than last time I came up here. It's only been 2 weeks since I last came up, and 2 weeks ago it was white over and it was snowing quite heavily, so yeah, massive difference. What a gorgeous day it is today. Perfect weather for a camp. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this trip, and I'm looking forward to bringing you guys along as well. So stay tuned guys, and I'll bring you back in a little bit. So a couple of things I really need to be mindful of today. First of all, adders. The weather is getting a lot warmer, and as we were driving up here we actually saw one on the road. Sadly it had been run over, it was dead. But it was a reminder that they are out here, they are out and about, and we have got the dogs with us today, so just need to be extra careful of that. We are in their territory, and we don't want the dogs stumbling across them or, you know, anything like that. And also ticks, we are getting into tick season again. I hate ticks. I mean, it doesn't matter what I tried last year, they were just relentless, and we got quite a lot of ticks on us every time we came out, us and the dogs. And yeah, last year just seemed to be worse than any other year I've ever experienced, so we've already started to get a few this year on the dogs as well, so do need to keep checking for them. Have got the tick keys with me if we do get bitten, but yeah, they're the worst part. The only thing about coming out into the woods that I don't enjoy is the ticks. So tick season is so annoying. But yeah, so I'm going to be mindful of those two things today. Other than that, it's just great to be back out. I know where I'm pitching up tonight. It's not a case of trying to find a spot. I know exactly where I'm coming. And I love trips like that, so there's no stress of like trying to walk around and trying to find somewhere. I know where I'm heading, I know where I'm pitching up, so yeah, really looking forward to tonight. And as I said before, the weather's absolutely beautiful for it. It's crazy to think that 2 weeks ago, as I said, when I was up here, there was snow on the ground, and it actually started to snow quite heavily. And then today, absolutely gorgeous, really warm. It was freezing last time I was up here. I had my big coat on and I was still like bitterly cold. Today is just the complete opposite, so although I do enjoy winter camping, it is a lot easier being out when the weather's nicer, and just makes everything feel, I don't know, a lot better. I just love springtime and summertime. Looking forward to, as the weather continues to get nicer as we head into summer, to spend a lot more time up here and doing a lot of camps up here as well, because even though it looks beautiful in the snow, it is a lot nicer being up here when the weather's like this. Coming to have a bit of an explore of another part of the woods, because obviously it is so vast. Every time I come I like to go explore different parts of it. It's about 5 o'clock, and as you can see it's still nice and sunny, and yeah, it's really warm, so nice evening to sit by some water and have a nice coffee. So oh, if I can make it down there without falling, that is. It's really steep getting down here and a bit loose underfoot, so I'm going to put my camera away and make sure I get down there in one piece. A few people have commented on my videos saying they didn't realise on the North Yorkshire moors there was any woodland at all. They just thought it was all like vast areas of like barren land, and it's not the case at all. There's some beautiful pockets of woodlands, as you can see where I am today. But yeah, I've had comments on my videos from people who were quite shocked by that, so I like showing this side of it because it is so different in all the different parts of it. and there's some really beautiful, like, it's all beautiful, but there's some really nice hidden locations like this. So I do like to show the other side of it that some people who haven't explored it and don't live near it haven't seen. Just got some hot water on to make a coffee, and I've just noticed that my alcohol burner, I've only used it a handful of times. To be fair, it wasn't that expensive. It's one I got off Amazon, but the three bits that go on the side that hold the pan on top have actually bowed inwards because of the heat of last time I've used it. So the pan doesn't sit like directly on it. I've really had to like try and manoeuvre it to get it to sit in place. I've managed to get there eventually, but yeah, so that's a bit of a shame. Probably the last time I bring that out. I didn't notice last time I'd used it that had happened. Yeah, so that is a little bit of a shame because it's really handy, that little alcohol burner. I do like bringing that out with me, but yeah, probably have to replace that. But it's so nice and like peaceful down here. The only thing I have noticed is, because obviously now I'm near the water, there's a lot of midges about. Not as bad as it is sometimes, but yeah, I am getting bitten, but that I suppose goes with the nature of the territory of where I am. But midges aside, it's just nice to be sat here chilling and waiting for my water to boil to enjoy a nice coffee. Yeah, and then I think once I've had a coffee down here and stuff, I'm going to start heading up to where I'm pitching up for tonight and get my tent up, because it's just gone 6 now, so I want to get my tent up. I think we've got another maybe 2 hours of daylight left. I think the sun's due to go down about 8 o'clock. But I want to get the tent up and get some food on and get relaxed for the night. So yeah, once I've had this coffee, that's what I'm going to do. Make my way back up and get my tent up. So I was just talking about all the midges that have come out. You'll just have to ignore Lily going absolutely crazy behind me. Absolutely loving life. But yeah, I was just talking about midges and just drinking my coffee. And then I looked in and I've got 2 midges dead floating in my coffee. So yeah, that's the joy of having coffee by the water. I was saying how relaxing and peaceful it would be. And then I've got Lily running around like a nutter and midges floating in my coffee. And one that's just landed on my eyelash. So yeah, not quite as peaceful as I thought it was going to be, but it's still so nice to be out down here, regardless of the midges in the coffee and eyelashes and everywhere else that they're deciding to land. There we have it, look. Nice. Come on. Ugh. Minging. So nice to be back out. I've been cooped up at home for a couple of weeks because after 2 years of managing to avoid it, we got struck with COVID in our house. My little girl got it first, and as children do, they like to share the germs. So because I was caring for her, I ended up getting it as well, and didn't feel too poorly. In the first couple of days, I was absolutely shattered. I just couldn't keep my eyes open. But yeah, just really exhausted. That was the really only bad side effect that I had. But because I was so exhausted, and obviously I couldn't go anywhere with it anyway, it's taken me a while to get back out, because even though I've been testing negative, I've just felt really tired and not really felt like going and doing anything. So this is the first time I've been out in a couple of weeks. Obviously, as I said, the last time I was out was up here and it was snowing. So yeah, it's just great to be back out feeling healthier and back out doing what I love after being cooped up indoors the whole of Easter weekend. It just wasn't good timing at all. We had a heat wave. It was Easter bank holiday weekend and everyone's out, and I was cooped up at home enjoying everyone's videos on YouTube and looking at everyone's pictures on Instagram of everyone out enjoying the lovely weather, out camping and stuff. So yeah, I was really jealous. So it's nice to be back out today. Well, I'm going to start heading up to where I'm pitching up for the night. So I can get my tent up and then get my tea on. So I'm getting hungry now, and it is getting quite late as well, so I want to get pitched up before it gets too dark, and then I can just relax and have some tea. Got a new tent with me tonight as well, so I'm looking forward to trying that out. Never slept in it before, so that'll be interesting, see how it fares. And yeah, I'll bring you guys back in a little bit. Right, well, I've just made my tea. I'm going to enjoy some noodles and just relax. We're losing daylight quite fast now, I think maybe an hour, and it'll be pretty much dark. So I'm going to finish this and then pitch the tent and then start relaxing for the rest of the night. But yeah, I'm going to eat some food first. I'm absolutely starving. As I mentioned earlier, I'm out in a new tent tonight. This is the NatureHike Vik one. I've not camped in this tent before, but I have put it up at home in the garden just to practice. Only one time, but it seemed pretty simple. So yeah, I'm looking forward to trying this out tonight and see what it's all about. So I'm going to get this up and I'll show you guys what it's like once I get it put up. So I've finally got the tent up. There's Ben's Banshee behind me, which is my all-time favourite tent. But I've had this for a while now and I've never camped in it, so I really want to try it tonight. We managed to get it up, okay. It isn't the best looking tent, and it isn't the easiest tent compared to the Banshee. I can get up in a few seconds by myself, but I did need some help with this one. I think it just takes a bit of getting used to when you haven't used something before. But because of the frame of it and the way it is designed, it does give you a really taut setup. Like, you can't get that wrong. Because of the frame, every angle of fabric is nice and taut. So yeah, it looks like nice and spacious inside. It is a one-man tent, so just for me, and I'll have Tallulah room with me as well. We'll have plenty of room, and yeah, I'm looking forward to trying this out tonight. But it's not. It does look a little bit like a spaceship, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, overall, I'm quite impressed with that. I'll just show you inside the tent. I haven't got my kit in it yet, but just want to show you. So once you're inside here, there's another little porch area here, which is only accessible through this little zip. So you actually can't fit through it, obviously, yourself. It's just enough to put your hand through and maybe store your boots in there or something. It is a shame that that zip doesn't go all the way through, because you could make really good use of it. Like, if you could go all the way through there, I could maybe store my bag and stuff in there, but it can't really fit much through that zip. Nevertheless, it's handy. It is a handy extra compartment to have. But I'm going to get my bed out now and my sleeping bag and get all set up for tonight. But yeah, there feels like there's plenty of space in here and nice and sturdy. So I'm sure I'll have a really good night's sleep. But I guess the proof's in the pudding. I'll find out in the morning. Right, well, I'm going to start calling it a night now. I've just climbed to my tent and got into my sleeping bag. It's really nice and cosy in here, so I think I'm in for a good night's sleep. It's about 11:30 now, so yeah, it is getting quite late. And obviously we're having a lot lighter mornings now, which means we have to be up fairly early to get packed down before it gets too light. So yeah, we're going to call it a night. So I'll check in with you guys in the morning. Morning, guys. That was probably the worst night's sleep I've ever had while I've been out camping. I'm not really sure why. It was one of those where once you become aware of things, when you're out, I think it just gets in your head and then you just can't sleep. So once I lied down on my airbed, I realised that I'd pitched on the slightest of inclines, and I mean ever so slight. I wouldn't have noticed when I put the tent down. I didn't notice when I was chilling in the tent before I went to sleep. But as soon as I lied down, I realised that I felt like I needed to keep rolling. And the airbed was on a slight angle. And once that got into my head, that was it. I just couldn't think of anything else. And I just couldn't sleep. And then it got really, really windy. At 4 o'clock this morning, like the wind really picked up, and the trees have been really noisy, so I became really aware of that. And yeah, it was just one of those, I think, when you're out, if you become aware of the slightest of thing, like the change in temperature, or you're a little bit cold, or anything, a noise, once you become aware of something, when you're out camping, I feel like it's heightened 1,000,000%, and it just stops you from having a good sleep. So yeah, I've not slept at all. It's currently 5:20, so I've just been lying, listening to the birds, relaxing. And I think within the next hour I'll be packed down and heading home. The sun's just starting to come up, so it's just starting to get light. But yeah, it's a shame because I'm really warm, but I've just not slept. Also, another thing I've noticed is the inside of my tent. I don't know if I can show you, and I don't know if you can see, but you can't really make that out. But yeah, the lining, the inside of my tent is absolutely soaking. Dry night last night. I've had no rain or anything, but the condensation inside the tent has just been really bad. So that is a negative to this tent because there is no reason why it should be like that. Yeah, so I'm not very impressed with that. But yeah, it's one of those guys, live and learn. Another camp under my belt though, and I did have a really great night despite the sleep and all the condensation in my tent. That aside, I did have a great trip, so I am looking forward to getting a coffee and then getting home and climbing into bed. But yeah, it's all experience. It's all good fun. Right, I'm just going to get up now, guys, and pack down. But the more I've looked as I've woke up and looked around the tent more, the roof of it is absolutely dripping with water all down the sides. It's absolutely soaking, which I don't understand why, because I've had my vents open and I actually slept with the door open halfway. So I just had this, obviously, mesh door completely shut. But the actual door to the tent was half open because I wanted to be able to let some light in from the torch. And it was not a cold night, so there was so much ventilation getting in. I hate to think what it'd have been like if I had my vents shut and I was fully zipped in. So yeah, not impressed at all. Everything just feels really damp. So yeah, it's not a great experience, and it, you know, probably would put me off bringing this tent out again, to be honest. I've never had this problem before. Unless I'd been all zipped up and my vents shut, me and the dog in the tent, you know, a lot of hot air getting breathed around, then I've had this problem and I've known the solution to it, but I can't think what else I could do by having both the vents open and the door open all night to stop the condensation like this. So yeah, not really impressed, to be honest. My airbed is all wet around the bottom of it where it's been touching the sides of the tent, and yeah, it's not good. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get up. I'm going to get packed down and get my kit away and start thinking about heading off. And get home and get some sleep. That is my plan today. Right, well, I'm all packed down now. As you can see behind me, that's where my tent was. All packed away. It's about 10 to 6 in the morning, so it's always best to get packed down as early as you can. And now the sun's up and we're going to get on our way. But I had a great night last night, despite the lack of sleep and the condensation issues in my tent. It was still great to be back out. We had a really chilled night last night. Once we'd had tea and got settled, just chilling, listening to a little bit of music and relaxing. It's just always great to be back out at a spot that's familiar to you. It's like home away from home. So yeah, I've had a really great night despite the few issues that I've had. and I'm really looking forward to my next trip already. It's been great as always bringing you guys along as well. So until next time, take care of yourself and I'll see you on my next video.
How does it hurt? Like tearing up a hole inside you. For what it's worth, yeah, I know what you're going